Chocolate covered strawberry cake truffles. These are legit, and honestly, they would be great for any sort of a party, be it a Super Bowl party or even for a Valentine's Day dinner. You'll need a box of strawberry flavored cake mix. Now, the box calls for water, oil, and eggs, but we're going to leave out the eggs for two reasons. Eggs are expensive and they're no longer sold at Dollar Tree, but also eggs provide structure to a cake, and when you're making a cake pop or a cake truffle, that structure isn't really necessary. So I'm going to make the cake according to the box instructions but without the egg. I added the packet of cake mix along with 1 cup of water and a half a cup of vegetable oil, and then I added this into a parchment lined baking sheet and I baked it at 350 degrees for 35 minutes. Thank you to everyone who mentioned that I didn't actually need the frosting to make the cake pops. I did buy it, but I didn't end up using it. Apparently you just take the hot cake straight out of the oven and you mix it together. A lot of videos showed people using a KitchenAid, and while I do actually have a KitchenAid mixer, I wanted to try and do this by hand to make it more accessible for the people who don't have an expensive appliance. It is a little uncomfortable to do it by hand because the cake mix is still quite hot, but it is possible to do it by hand, and I did wear gloves to protect my skin from the heat. From here, I rolled my cake dough into balls that were about 1 inch in diameter, and then I set them in the fridge to chill. I ended up chilling mine overnight, but you really only have to chill them for about 30 minutes to an hour. For the chocolate coating, I'm using 2 bags of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and then I just added these into a glass bowl and microwaved it at 30-second intervals, stirring between each interval until my chocolate was melted. Using a fork, roll each of your cake balls in melted chocolate until it's fully coated, tap off the excess, and then add it to a lined baking sheet and set them in the freezer for 30 minutes until the chocolate is hardened. This is a crazy delicious and inexpensive dessert. I usually don't include the cost of oil as I consider that a household staple, but even if I factor in the oil cost, it still only costs $5 to make this.